Well, hope you pardon the air conditioner noise. It got a little warm outside, but I came in to make dinner. Ella's already eaten. Last little bite, she got her dog tag stuck on the on the food bowl, then scared her. She dragged it in the water bowl halfway across the campsite until she ran out of room to run. Uh, Things worked out all right in here. Um, Refrigerator, I guess if you plan careful, all I brought was drinks and stuff, but we ain't even begun to use the storage in this place. We won't find this until we get back home, because there ain't no internet out here. None, zero, zilch, nada. You can get a little signal if you go down by the office, but that's about a half-mile hike from here. So we've been down there twice. It took Yehu there down, let her splash around in the river some. The Rangers love her. That's the only real complaint I got. I mean, we're literally right across the street from the bathhouses and stuff. I see people walking over there all the time with towels, and I guess they come and go. There was a guy over there last night. I was literally right behind him when we pulled in. That's campground host up there. And then last night, drank beer with my neighbor here, sitting outside. You won't see this till we get home, because there ain't no internet. Everything hooked up all right. The only problem I had was the paint on those torsion bars on the weight distribution hitch. Wouldn't let me get them in, and one of them fell out coming out the driveway at the house, so I had to sit there in the middle of the road with a 2-ton jack. Jack the thing in there far enough. I'm gonna put some grease on it in the morning when we leave out and see if I can't push it up in there that way. But bed was great. Me and the dog both went in there, and it's like it cradles you. It's just super comfortable. And those Timu pillows are great too. I might buy some more for the house. But everything seems to work. Toilet works, sinks work. Although it was a brand new water filter I put on there, and when I first turned the water on, it came out black. Must be carbon or something in those filters. But I need a toilet brush because it's got a black ring around the toilet. But that's from that water. It was clean before that. But anyways, this will be a 2-part video because I'm gonna walk around the campsite. That's been a great trip. It's not that far, so truck pulled the camper just fine once I got everything hooked up correctly. Just made dinner in the microwave up there. Friends came out, got the coffee pot out, but they didn't want coffee because it was almost afternoon, so it's going to go home unused, because as soon as it gets light out, I'm going to pack up and head back to make sure the cats are okay. I left them home. They didn't even want to talk to me this morning, so I don't know if they're mad at me or they just don't care. Probably don't care because they're cats. The only complaint I got about this campground, and this is Givens Ferry State Park, is there ain't no trash cans nowhere. So pick up dog poop, you got to carry it with you till you get back. And I need a bucket or something that I can sit outside. I got lucky twice, and the Rangers were coming by, and I got to throw the poop in the back of their truck, and they took it down. There's only one trash station, and it's down by the entrance gate. She said they used to have trash cans, but people were putting hot coals in them and everything else, so they pulled them all out. So anyways, Ella had a good time down at the river. There's lots of places to walk out here. The only wildlife I've seen is birds and squirrels, so I guess that's a good thing. Camper did fine. The only thing that fell out of place on the trip here was my glasses, so they fell off the counter onto the bed. I forgot I'd left them out, but sitting at this table, I mean, you can sit here, but it's a little on the tight side, so you can't. It's kind of hard to. But otherwise, I'm quite pleased with this camper. You know, my back wasn't so bad. It wouldn't be a snap to set up. So we'll find out how I hook it up the second time in the morning. I know now that if the torsion bars on the weight distribution hitch don't go all the way up in there, I just pull the jack out of the back of the truck and use it to jack them up in there, because there's a little pin that sticks out and it's got to go in the groove so they don't fall out. And that's what I missed before. Kept hitting the pin and it was sticking. So I think it's just because there's paint on them. But anyways, Ella thinks the whole campground is hers, so she goes ferocious whenever somebody walks by with a dog. But that's infrequently. But she really doesn't like camping. You know, she likes going out on the walks, and I try and do a couple, 3 a day. We'll go out here another couple hours just before it gets dark. But she's behaved really well. She loves all the people she meets. She just don't like the other dogs. And I don't know that she wouldn't play with them. It's just that they're on a leash and she's tied up and everybody gets all growly. So I'll do another thing outside so you can get a look at the campground, or the outside of this where we're camped at. They said they're mostly level, and some of them are pretty level. The one I'm on, I'm not as far back in the campsite as I could be because it's a drop off, and it'd been impossible to level it out. So but me, the camper, and the truck, they're both inside the campsite. So we'll be sticking out in the road tomorrow when I'm hooking it up, but shouldn't take as long to hook it up this time because I've done everything. It's mostly unhooking all the, dumping the sewer, and I'll do that before I try, and I'll get everything shut off and put away before I start trying to hook the truck up, because once I hook the truck up, we're out of here. Toilet works fine. Paper towel holder that I bought, I just stuck it up there with adhesive, and it stayed on the trip over here. In fact, it's pretty solid right now, so I don't know if I'll put the screws in it or not. Anyways, you see how Ella is. She's just comfortable as she can be. She hadn't quite got the hang of being tied out, but anyways, this is the first of the second video I'm gonna do. I'll edit them, put them all together, so you'll see the other second half after this. Talk to y'all later. Bye. Well, final thoughts. It's 3:30 in the morning. We were in bed last night at 8:30. Did a long walk just before dark. Ella did all her business. New coffee pot works great. Having coffee this morning. That experimental 3-layer 9-inch thick mattress. Man, I might have to get rid of the one I got at home and build another one of those for the bed. Because it's comfortable. This air conditioner will run you out of here. It's like a meat locker in here. I end up turning it off and just cracking a window and putting on that fan that I installed, and it's quite comfortable. Crack the window over the sink, and it sucks in the 56 degree air outside and pulls it through the camper. The camper itself, so far everything's been great. I guess we'll have to wait until we hook everything back up and drag it back home. But the microwave, I had to get the book out and figure out how to set the time on it, because otherwise it blinks this light. It irritated me and Ella, so I got up and figured out how, and then it doesn't flash. It was like a blue flash in here going, like a police car outside, and you could see the blue lights flashing. But the whole thing of dishes I got, it's like a 4-place setting. Knives, forks, spoons, plates, cups. In fact, I got the cup right here with coffee in it. Anyways, I'm quite pleased with this thing. Very comfortable sleeping. Can't get over how I fall asleep fast, which doesn't happen at the house. And temperature thing, I mean, you could turn that thing to where it's like a heat pump. Well, I didn't do that. It's not really that cold, but it's chilly. I had to put a jacket on while I'm sitting here. Uh, Refrigerator keeps everything nice and cold. Uh, we didn't do anything that required propane. No furnace and no cooking or anything like that. I just microwaved dinners and stuff. So, but it would work. The downside with this particular design is if you cook it in here, there's no exhaust vent for the stuff to get out. So I imagine if I'm going to do a lot of cooking, it's going to be mostly outside on the griddle. But I haven't begun to use the storage in this place. I mean, this cabinet here is probably 3/4 empty. There's plenty of room in that one up there over the sink and stuff, and those there in the middle. And I hadn't even tried to put stuff in the storage underneath the seats here. So, anyways, all in all, that's a perfect little camper for me and Ella. It's done exactly what it's supposed to. I guess we'll see if there's any problems when we're unhooking and hitching back up to the truck. But anyways, that's my post-mortem on this trip. Not having, I should probably bring a little radio or something you can plug in, because there's nothing you can get. I was walking the camp when we were walking last night. There was some people who had some TV going, and I stopped and asked them if I had satellite or something, and she said no. They scanned the channels and they were getting one. I get about 50 channels, but the signal fades in and out, and if you do get a picture, it's all pixelated. So we're out in the boondocks. I get emails and I can get phone calls, but you never. I mean, it's like a text message came in. It was like 3 hours after the fact. So there's no internet, no signals, no nothing. I guess closest cell tower is, I don't know, 8-10 miles away. And with all the trees and stuff around here, there's just no signals get into this campground. So if you want to watch TV, you better get a DVD player. There's only one person in the campground, and they got one channel. And I think it was because of where they're positioned. So anyways, it's been a fun trip. I tried going back to sleep after I woke up, but I was so well rested from that bed. Is just, I can't even describe. It's like it kind of just cuddles you and supports you. And I mean, with my back and all that, I didn't have any trouble whatsoever. The only trouble I had was when Ella wanted to snuggle and she was breathing in my ear. But that didn't, that's just her being her. So all the plumbing seems to work great. We'll see about when we unhook it. The drain points on this thing are a little bit low. But anyways, this is a long, boring video on how the trip went so far. And unless something happens going home, it's been a complete success. I'm happy with the camper, and there's a great campground if you just want to get away from it. But anyways, this is the end of this video. I'll stitch all these three together, and it'll be a long one, longer than I normally make. But y'all have a good day. Bye. Well, I figured I'd give you a look at the campsite. No water, sewer, and electric. Picnic table and fire ring. It's mostly level. You get right here and then it goes down. That's why I didn't back up any farther. Plenty of room for parking and stuff. My friends came in, they parked right there. Plenty of room. So anyways, that's it. Got the bathhouse right across the road. There you can see just about the whole thing. Okay, that's the end of this. We're going for a walk. Yay, who's bored out of her mind. Talk to y'all later. Bye. There's the main gate when you come in. The main highway is probably about a quarter mile that way. This is the main road that goes through here. They got all these big, huge green spaces. I've been out here for ham radio stuff. They got river stuff where you can go canoeing and tubing on the rivers. That's where you pay if you don't have the South Carolina State Park pass, which I bought. 50 bucks, good for all South Carolina state parks. 46, 50, something like that. I can't remember now. But I tell you, you bring your dog out here for a walk and they poo, the only trash cans are down that road. So I got lucky twice, and the rangers that work out here told me just throw it in the back of the truck. They were headed to the trash thing, but it was one big poo bag I ended up taking home in the back of the truck, threw it in a dumpster at home. So it's lots of pee mail for the dog, but there's a bunch of dogs in the campground. Down that way is the office and access to the river. Took Ella down there earlier. She got to go wading and splashing around like a little kid out there, pawing at the water and stuff. It's South Carolina and it's wet. There's big creatures in there that can eat you. But there was a whole bunch of other people that were closer than us, so I figured they might eat them first. But I have noticed they got these little bird nest boxes. There's one over there. I'm not going to zoom in. There's another one over there. And then you follow that road on around and it goes into the RV campground. And on this side of it is a walk-in tent camping. They got parking down there on the side of the road that's reserved just for the tent campers. So it's a nice park. I wish you didn't have to walk half a mile to dump your trash. But I guess you could put it all in a big bag and dump it on the way out. But you know, when you're walking a dog, you don't want to carry a bag of poop half a mile. Even if you tie it off, it still stinks. Anyways, I think it's getting close to 7 in the evening. We're gonna go back and turn the AC on. It's kind of humid out here. It ain't all that warm, but kind of humid. Last night we turned the AC on before we went to bed, and then I ended up getting up and after a couple hours turning it off and just opening the fan. Oh, it looks like she got to poop again. So talk to y'all later. Bye. Oh, one last thing. The paper towel holder adhesive thing, I had it up there underneath that thing, and I bumped it when I was making the coffee and it fell off. So the adhesive ain't gonna work, and I'm not sure I want it there anyways because it's in the way when you're working around the sink and stuff. But I don't know where else to put it. There's 2 little screws that'll hold it up there, I guess, but so far I've managed to get by with only putting 2 holes in the wall for the remote for the fan. But I guess you could put it over here somewhere, and it's not that far to reach over and get some paper towels, and it would be out of the way there. But I'll think on it some. But anyways, it did fall off. That was the only thing that didn't work the way it was advertised. Okay, really are. This is the end of it. Y'all have a good day. Bye. Oh, Smokey and Ember. That's what I named the trailer, Ember, because this truck's named Smokey. Back in, I actually parked a little bit farther back. I'll lean a little bit more, but that's fine. It was a terrible time trying to back this thing in because I trying to miss them solar panels up on the roof. So I had to make sure I wasn't hitting that, and I had to make sure I wasn't hitting that. But it's in there now. I'm getting ready to unhook it. So we are no disasters. We are home again, jiggity jig. The house ain't on fire. I don't know about the pig. Y'all have a good day. Bye.